You thought we were done? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final installment of our BOTM Tiny Terrors Marathon with a look at these new and upcoming tiniest of terrors, the beasts of the Mesozoic 1/18th scale Velociraptors. Welcome to the final part of our BOTM Tiny Terrors Marathon. This has been super fun, and I thank you all for watching the videos, and I also, once again, would like to extend a massive thank you to David Silva for making all of this possible. Now, when I say tiny, I mean tiny. Look at that. These little dudes are so small and feature their own unique packaging that is very collectors friendly. In the background here, I'm going to show off the unboxing process for the black Velociraptor mongoliensis. David Silva has designed the packaging for this so nicely that if you just peel the tape off the back, you can slide the backing off and pull the figure out in a completely non-destructive formula that can be reversed to put the figure back in the packaging if you want to display it like that. It's very thoughtful design, but enough on the box. Let's get to those teensy little dinosaurs. Okay, as somebody who owns the mini Velociraptor, I have to say these new Velociraptors really impressed me compared to that one initially. I will do a full video on that Velociraptor at some point to disclose my own thoughts, but TLDR is stability, paint quality, articulation is all improved compared to that first wave after playing with these for a little bit. Sculpt-wise, these tiny things pack in a lot of detail. They are pretty much just shrunken versions of the 1/6 scale raptors, and surprisingly, they have most of the articulation from them preserved, minus the lower legs, which you can swap out for differently posed lower legs. And like I said, the amount of joints on these things is very impressive for them being like the size of a tardigrade. The head has a great range of motion, the wings have 3 joints each with an extra pivot in the shoulders to bring the wings outwards and up and down. The torso can be moved, the legs can be moved, and the base of the tail has a joint as well, but because this thing is so small, it obviously doesn't have a wire in its tail, so it just moves around as is. Now, while all this articulation is really cool and well done for how small these things are, I feel like David Silva could have easily gotten away with less articulation on them, particularly the arms and legs, because on my Velociraptor, those were the joints that were super loose and feel the easiest to break at this scale. I could almost see these figures working with just a completely solid piece, especially for the wings, with just shoulder joints on them. But not really a full-on complaint for me anymore since I've been messing around with these new Velociraptors a bit now since I got them, and all the joints just feel better in hand overall, and I feel more confident with posing them around. As a reminder though, these are collector's items, they are not toys, so keep that in mind when you're purchasing them, and please be careful when moving them around. Speaking of being careful, the bases for these lads are made out of several clear acrylic pieces and are customizable to tailor to whether you want your raptors to be on the ground or hanging in the stratosphere. Well, not really, more like a little leap, but insert shooting stars meme here. If you're arranging your raptor for a standing pose, attach one of the included foot clips on the base and then slide your raptor's toes underneath them. The stability with these clips are much better on these two compared to the Wave 1 raptors from what I've seen and experienced, but they still have their moments where the raptors like to flop over because their toes are so dainty, so keep that in mind. Now, if you want to arrange your raptor for a pouncing pose, I recommend assembling the arms separately from the stand and attaching that to the underside of the raptor first before attaching the whole assembly to the base. I learned this the hard way with my Velociraptor when I pushed the figure into the cradle on the posing rod, which was already attached to the stand, and the pressure broke the tiny peg off of the acrylic base, which wasn't so fun. But as long as you stick to that formula and you don't push down too hard on it, then you'll be fine. I believe in you. I trust you. I'm rooting for you, okay? I got you. I don't know what I'm doing. Woo! Now, color-wise, both of these look so good, even in comparison to the Wave 1 raptors that were released in this scale. The black Velociraptor mongoliensis has such a rich shade of brown that complements the black on the figure so well. And I also love the choice of the green eyes on this one. Once again, like I said in my Suski Tyrannus review last time, BOTM has such a way of making the color brown look borderline vibrant and delicious on dinosaur dinosaur figures, and this Velociraptor is no exception. The other raptor, however, the Velociraptor osmulski, easily, by a landslide, takes the cake for my favorite between the two here. I know, I'm a simp for the color blue, and all of you blue haters out there, I know what you are. You all hate the BOTM Toro and everything. I will fight you. Come on. Put up your dukes, I got you. This thing is absolutely gorgeous, I love it so much, help. Now, I was never really a big fan of the 1/6 scale version of the V Osmulski. I had no reason to complain about it, it just didn't really click with me for some reason. But the shade of blue on this mini version, complete with the addition of slightly metallic blue paint to give a sheen to the back of the head and the neck, just looks so spectacular and eye-catching for this scale of this thing. It's absolutely gorgeous. David Silva even texted me and said it reminds him of Blue Moon ice cream, and I totally see it and want ice cream now. But yes, in case you're wondering how big these little dudes are, they're just about 4 inches long and about 1.5 inches tall on average. And for a quick comparison, here's these little Velociraptors next to the BOTM 1/6 scale Dailong, which is the same size as the 1/6 scale Raptors in the series, so you can get an idea of how drastic of a scale change this is for them. And the Guanlong as well, which we recently reviewed. And we can't forget about Jeff Goldblum. I said Jeff Goldblum. Wait, where the heck is he? Jeff! What do you mean you want to be reviewed? Would you guys like to see a Jeff Goldblum review? Leave a comment down below. But that's gonna do it for this review, guys. My goodness, this thing is so tiny in my viewfinder in my camera right here. Look at, he's so small. And that's also gonna wrap up our BOTM Tiny Terrors Marathon. A massive thank you to all of you for watching me. This was a fun project to work on so many reviews at the same time. I think I'm definitely gonna try it again in the future. It was a lot of fun. And a massive thank you to David Silva, of course, for making this possible as always. And if you want to pre-order any of these, including the Wave 2 Tyrannosaurs and the upcoming Wave 2 of the 118 Raptors, you can get them on Creative Beast's website. I'll put a link down below. Get your pre-orders in before they arrive next month. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and bye-bye.